Basic strumming patterns. I've brought my good friend, Mr. Metronome, with me to help me explain this. If you have not watched the previous lesson on how to read any type of notation, you need to go back and catch this, otherwise this is not going to make a whole lot of sense. So looking at the basic strumming patterns, we're going to clap these rhythms first. And remember that the quarter notes get one beat, and the eighth notes, you have to have two of them within one beat. So, on that very first line, to clap the rhythm, it'll go like this. First line, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Got it? So a quarter note is going to be right with the click of the metronome. The eighth notes, one of them is going to be right on the click, and then the next one's going to be right in between the two clicks. So let's do that one more time. 2, ready, clap along. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's all there is to it. Now, let's look at the second line. The second line is a little bit different. You have a quarter note, then you have 2 eighth notes, then you have 2 more quarter notes. So if you think about those, quarter note is beat 1, an eighth note is on beat 2, another eighth note is right in between beats 2 and 3, and then another quarter note for beat 3, and another quarter note for beat 4. The second measure is the same thing the second measure was last time. So let's think that through. The way we count those eighth notes out is whatever the beat number is, and for the eighth note in between, we use the syllable and. And the reason I say syllable is sometimes people will write this out over the top of their music. And for example, on the second line, on measure 1, they would write the letter 1 over the first quarter note. Over the first eighth note after that, they would put the number 2. And then over that second eighth note, they would put a plus sign. That means and, because that's how we count that division. Now, when we're breaking beats apart like this, the actual musical term for it is subdividing. And a lot of people actually count this way in their head when things are slow. So for example, most people count this if they count 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes if I'm working on a song that's slow, I will count in my head 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That little subdivision in between the beat, it actually serves to keep me in tempo so that I don't take my 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and I get off to the races. It's a method that helps. So know that when you hear people start counting this and, that is the place perfectly in between 2 beats. So with that concept in your head, let's do the second line, first measure. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. That's it. Look at that measure again. Think it through. Quarter note on the beat. Eighth note on the second beat. Eighth note in between the second and third beat. Quarter notes on the third and fourth beat. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, and 3, 4. That's all there is to it. So, look at the first measure. Look at the third measure. Do you see the similarity? Look at the second measure. You see how it's the same as the second measure in the previous? Okay, so now you've got it figured out. Here we go. 1, 2, second line. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and do it again. 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I would tell you good job, but I don't know how good you did. Hope you did a good job. Are you starting to see that one of the ways that we learn is by setting the instrument aside? Because if we can get one part of the body in motion to engage the brain, we can very easily transfer that to the instrument. That's what we're trying to do. We try to simplify things, break it down, get the core concepts, and then build it back up. Now let's look at the third line. 2 1/8 notes, quarter note, 2 1/8 notes, quarter note. So think of how that goes. Let's try it. Just the first measure, third line. Here we go. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Got it in your head? Let's do it again. Ready? Go. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Now let's look at that second line. A little bit different. You have a quarter note, 4 1/8 notes stuck together, and a quarter note. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Let's do that one again. Ready? Here we go. Go. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. That's all there is to it. So now let's string those together and do the whole exercise, third line. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and do it again. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and stop. Now that we've worked through the hand clap, the very basic elements of how do you get this instrument rhythm off of the page and into your body, now let's take this instrument rhythm and swap it over and put it on the instrument.